time. We are subject to time. Time is making everything, making us make everything. We don't want to make something, but we have to make because of time. Just the devotees of Lord, they are beyond time. Kal atit. They are not subject to time. Everything that happens to a devotee of Lord is actually because of Bhagavan's desires. By the desire of God, they come to this world. By the desire of Bhagavan, they go away from this world. But still, according to the vision of the people, they look like they are also like following the laws of nature, but just to show to the people of this world. For example, Dhruva Narada Katha. For 36,000 years, he was king in the earth. Niskantak means he was the king without any obstacle. Like very smoothly he was ruling his kingdom. And then after that, the presiding deity of death came to him and told to Dhruva, hey, look, told Dhruva, come with me. Dhruva said, I am chanting my mantra now. At that time, Dhruva Maharaj, he was chanting his mantra. After I finish my mantra, then I go with you. So, because he was even the death sat to wait for Dhruva Maharaj. He was chanting his mantra, that didn't come near him. Now, after he finished his mantra, then he just like jumped over that and went to Dhruva Look. So he didn't give up his body, Dhruva Maharaj. He went in his own body to Dhruva Look. Also, there is the Katha of Narada Rshi also. Narada Rshi himself, he said, when I became absorbed in Lord, Narayana told me, look, when time will come, your body will fall down, like you'll give up your body, and then in your atma sarir, body of your soul, you will go to the abode of Lord. At that time, Narada Rishi, he was just waiting. Then when time came, he gave up his body. Then he manifested this pure transcendental body and he went to the abode of Lord. So sometimes we see that they give up their body. Sometimes we see they give up this 5-elemented body. But all this actually, even when they give up the body for the Shuddha Bhaktas, this is also Maya vijravintha Lila. This is Maya vijravintha Lila. Is not actually true. So what is it? I told Maya vijravintha Lila. They make pastimes just like as if like this in material world, but actually they are not. This is not true. So for devotees we see also like this. So I'll continue describing. So what is the dharma of all the songs? Like the Nitya Dharma, the eternal nature for the Jiva is to glorify, to sing about, to glorify the Nama Rupa Guna Lila pastimes form of God. Actually, the Swarupa of the Jiva is to be a servant of the Lord, the nature of the soul. So the Dharma, the nature of the soul is to glorify God. Gunagan means to glorify God, chant His qualities. So that's why every day, first thing, we glorify to whom? We glorify to whom every day? To? What do you do? Tell me. We chant the Guru Astaka, means we chant the glories of Gurudeva, first thing. So beautiful, early in the morning. Until as soon as you open your eyes, maybe even you're still with your eyes shut, no problem. As soon as you wake up from your sleepiness, you should chant the glories of Gurudeva. Chant the glories of Guru Pada Padma. Chant his glories. So in this way, the dharma of the jivas, nature of the soul, nitya dharma, eternal nature, is to glorify the glories of his Ishtadeva, worshipful deity. Even in the eternal world, the jivas also do that. For example, Hanuman, he wakes up and he glorifies to whom? Hanuman. Hanumanji glorifies to Ramchandra. So according to the type of the devotee, first thing he will glorify his own Ishtadeva. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita book, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad has described this in a very beautiful way. In this world, the sadhakas also, first they also glorify their own guru. Then after glorifying guru, they glorify guru parampara, and then they glorify their Ishtadeva, worshipful deity, according to their own Ishtadeva, depending on who he is. So the question is, what is the Nitya Dharma for singing for all the jivas? This question. Answer: to glorify the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. This is the Dharma of the jivas. But all the jivas? Because actually the example that the Shastra is giving is the highest example. Do you understand? Because worshipper, upasak, he'll glorify, the worshipper will glorify his own upasya deva, his own worshipful deity. So three things in our Gauriya Tata: upasaka, worshipper, upasya, who he is worshipping to, and upasana, the worship. So sambandha, abhideya, prayojan. But for the Advaitavadis, impersonalists, they destroy these three. They destroy them. So they destroy the worshipper, the worship, and the who is being worshipped, like upasana, upasya, and upasaka. They destroy. But in our Gauriya Siddhanta, these three are there. So depending on the type of the devotee, the devotee will worship his own upasya deva, his own worshipful deity. That's why the 5 kinds of devotees: Jnani Bhakta, Shuddha Bhakta, Premi Bhakta, Prematur Bhakta, Premapara Bhakta, and Prematur Bhakta. Then beyond that are the vrajavasis. The glories of the vrajavasis are beyond these 5 kinds. And who is the best of all the vrajavasis? The Prema of Srimati Radharani is the best. So she is the Bhakta Mukut Shiromani, crowns and jewels. And she's the jewel in the crown of all the devotees of Lord. Uddhava and great demigods and Bhagavad Parshadas, associates of God, they want to attain the charan dhuli, means the foot dust of Srimati Radharani. What is foot dust meaning? Is her bhav. So when we say like this, with faith, oh my brother, you have to take these 3 things: the foot dust of the devotee, foot-based water, and his remnants of food. Take these 3 with faith. Bhakta pada dhuli, foot dust; Bhakta pada jala, foot bathing water; and Bhakta bhuktha avashesh, remnants. Externally, we see these items, this general conception. Bhakta pada dhuli is his foot dust. Take his foot dust. And Bhakta pada daitya jal, foot bathing water, his charana amrit. And third, his ucchista prasad, his remnants prasad. So ucchista and avashista, remnants, they're synonyms. Somebody was saying, what is the difference between ucchista and avashista? But this, for example, you have taken prasad. Some prasad you haven't taken completely, you have kept. This is avashista, rest. Ucchista is something also you have taken and it's there, ucchista. But actually, both are synonym words, ucchista and avashista. Do you understand? So, bhakta, pada, dhuli, foot dust. What is it? Like Uddhav. He wants praying for the foot dust of the gopis. He wants to be born as a blade of grass, as a shrub. A blade of grass. So not shrub, just like a blade of grass in Vrindavan. And even the Shrutis. The Shrutis also want to attain this path, also searching this path. They want to especially also attain that Vimrigam. So what is Bhakta Pada Dhuli? Tell me. Bhava. He said Bhava? What? Okay, jala, the water. Okay, maybe forcefully you wash his feet. Catch his feet, hold by force. What is this water? What is the foot bathing water? Hari Katha. Drink Hari Katha. Is to listen the Hari Katha from his lotus mouth. If you haven't heard Hari Katha, but forcefully you drank the water that washed his feet, then what then? In Bengal, when we go to Bengal, they forcefully wash. Gurudev, let me wash it. From morning until 10 o'clock. And we go to 10 houses. In all houses they wash the feet of the sadhu. I don't know what they do with the water. Maybe they'll be sick. No. No, it's the water is warm. Oh, sorry. Sorry, when Gurudev said maybe they will be sick, maybe he's talking about himself. I didn't understand, like from washing the feet so many times. I couldn't understand. Anyway, which is his mood, Bhav. His Bhav. Which is? Dhuli instructions. Dhuli is instructions. So first, the dust is to follow his instructions. Second, the water is to listen to his Hari Katha. So you're not following the instructions of Guru, then what then? You must follow the instructions. No, ucchista, Bhava. Radha Krishna Prema Keli means the highest pastimes of Radha and Krishna. To hear this. We must hear this Hari Katha of Radha and Krishna, this highest pastimes. So first of Bhakti, Shravanaka Bhakti means to listen to Hari Katha. The most, like the best you listen, like the better you listen, the better you'll be able to also glorify, like Kirtan, speak Hari Katha. And the more you do the Kirtan better, the more you'll be better in Smaran, remembering the past times. That's why Narottam Das Thakur, he wrote in his Prema Bhakti Chandrika book, the path of Raga Bhakti is a path of Smarana. What is Ragunaga Bhakti? Is remembering. Smaranakya Bhakti is Ragunaga Bhakti, is to remember the past times. Because when you do remembrance, how do you remember? The better you listen, the better you'll be able to Kirtan, glorify, and also the better you'll be able to remember. They are interconnected. But Srila Jiva Goswami, he told that for the ordinary sadhakas in Kali Yuga, the best bhakti is to Kirtanakya Bhakti actually. But Sravana and Smarana are also included in the Kirtan. Look, Kirtanakya Bhakti, like to glorify, singing and glorifying. But the three are also inside Kirtan. Sravana, Kirtan and Smarana, the three are included together. Like for example, I am now speaking Hari Katha, or you are speaking. So this is Kirtan Bhakti. But how will you speak something? After you hear, then you can speak. If you never heard, how can you speak something? You'll not speak properly. Yesterday I told 4 kinds of speakers. Bhukta. Bhukta means speaker. Tell me what I told. What did I tell yesterday? Yesterday I told 4 kinds of bhukta, 4 kinds of speakers. 4 types of speakers. One is coming from Nitya Goloka Vrindavana Dham and coming to this world. He is speaking. The example I gave was Srila Sukadeva Goswami Pad. Yesterday I told her. So in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj, all of them, why they gave so much honor to Shukadeva Goswami and allow him to speak the Hari Katha? Even his own father was sitting there. Even his grandfather was also in the audience. So this is not ordinary, like this father and grandfather of Shukadeva were not ordinary. And also many Gyanendriya, like great Gyanis and persons who control all their senses and very high sadhus were also there. So why did Shukadeva Goswami was the one to speak the Katha? Because like everybody agreed that he should be the one to speak. Everybody agreed. Why? Why? Because Shukadeva Goswami was not ordinary person. He was Sri Shuka, the dearest parrot of Srimati Radharani, the parrot taken care directly by Srimati Radharani. He has taken directly the nectar from the lotus mouth of Srimati Radharani. He got her ucchista, her remnants of her mouth. I told once Srimati Radharani was in Nitya Goloka Vrindavana Dham, and she was feeding her parrot, beautiful pomegranate seeds, and even embracing the parrot, and also kissing the parrot. The nature of the parrots, whatever you say to the parrot will imitate you. Then suddenly, the parrot kissed the nectarian lips of Srimati Radharani. Then immediately, his nectar from the lotus mouth of Srimati Radharani he attained it. One shloka is explaining this. So that's why this Hari Katha of Shukadeva Goswami is so beautiful and sweet. That's why that shloka, 3rd shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Nigama Kalpataro Galita Phalam. This is true. So beautiful. Shukadeva Goswami is not an ordinary person. He has come directly from Nitya Goloka Vrindavana Dham, and he's speaking the Hari Katha. So beautiful. He was completely absorbed while speaking Hari Katha. For how long did he speak Bhagavad Katha? 7 days, 7 nights, non-stop. After sitting for 1 hour, we stand up. we cannot stay longer in the katha, isn't it? But look, Shukadeva Goswami Pad for 7 days, 7 nights, sitting, so beautiful and sweet. I'm telling this because when the speaker and the listener both are amazing, then you see how nice. Parikshit Maharaj also was such an amazing listener. So maybe you ask, Sanatana Goswami in the Brihat Bhagavatamrita, he told that the mother of Parikshit Uttara, she told to her son, "Oh my son, I am a woman, so some of the kathas I could not understand. I couldn't understand. So please, could you explain to me the kathas?" Then Parikshit Maharaj, he told the essence of the Bhagavad Katha to his mother. He told the essence. How did he tell? In this context is explained that Shukadeva Goswami had finished the katha, or when he was completely immersed in Bhava, Shukadeva Goswami immersed in Bhava, in this in between, then Parikshit was telling katha to his mother, in between. Otherwise, how do you have time? Because after 7 days he had to go, right? Parikshit Maharaj. So how to reconcile these two things? Because the shlok in the Bhagavatam explains that for 7 days, 7 nights, non-stop, the Hari Katha was going on. But after Srimad Bhagavatam, also there is the like Shukadeva Goswami himself told Parikshit, now you should come in Samadhi. You should meditate, be fixed in your Swarup. Remember this Lila Katha. Shukadeva told Parikshit, you have to be fixed in your Swarup and meditate. Many conceptions are there, very subtle, about these topics, how this happened. Many Vaishnavas in commentaries also, they explain different opinions about it. But Sanatana Goswami, he wrote also about this. So beautiful conceptions. What I want to say is the thing that Shukadeva Goswami Pad, when he was giving Bhagavad Katha, he was samadhishta, means completely absorbed in samadhi, trance, meditation. His throat would be choked due to ecstasy, like trance. Parikshit Maharaj was also not ordinary person. Sanatana Goswami wrote that Gopi Bhava Prapta. Parikshit reached Gopi Bhava. He directly had attained Gopi Bhava. Shukadeva Goswami Pada is the Sri Sukha, means the parrot of Srimati Radhika. He is the parrot taken care by Srimati Radhika. And Parikshit Maharaj, he has attained Gopi Bhava Prapta. This shloka explains. So who is higher? Parikshit Maharaj is higher than Shukadeva Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj is higher than Shukadeva. So all these Lilas we see, it's not ordinary. One of the names of Parikshit is Vishnu Rat. Another name of Parikshit Maharaj is Vishnu Rat. Rat means protected. Means one who is protected. Rakshat means protected by Vishnu. That's why his name is Vishnu Rat. Another name of Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit means that person who I saw in the womb of my mother, this Krishna. Now he's also outside. So that's why, like he's seen directly. Is he the same? Like testing, like like a testing. I don't know, that is like testing. Oh, he's the same. Is he the same person? Like this. So that's why this name Parikshit. What is the other name? Ashottama. Because Ashottama, he sent that Brahmastra, that weapon. He shot that weapon to the womb of Uttara to try to kill Parikshit. And then Swayam Bhagavan Krishna in one form, he came in the womb of Uttara. And with his gada, his mace, he destroyed the Brahmastra, destroyed it. He protected. That's why his name is Vishnu Rat, protected by Vishnu. Swayam Bhagavan protected him. Still, the Lila is showing that in the end, a snake came and bit him. Which snake? Takshak snake came and beat Parikshit Maharaj. But actually before that he had already left. He'd left before. He'd left in his own swarup, his own form. He had gone to Nitya Goloka Vrindavan Dham. He'd gone already. Takshak came and just externally beat him. And then Janmenjai, Janmenjai, later he also got to know about this. Because Janmenjai didn't know exactly what happened. Then Jaimini Rishi came later and told Janmenjai, it's not proper to kill all snakes. Even Brahma also came and told to Janmenjai, the son of Parikshit Maharaj, revenge is not the proper solution. Violence cannot bring peace. The best virtue is the non-violence. Because Janmenjai wanted to kill all snakes. Then Jaimini Rishi, he explained to Janmenjai everything. Look, actually your father had already left. A snake did not kill him. A snake didn't kill him. Then Jaimini Rishi again told this katha to Janmenjai. And he told, oh, whatever I heard, I'll tell to you. So the katha, the conversation between Janmenjai and Jaimini Rishi. So what I want to say is that Parikshit Maharaj is not an ordinary listener. This is all just pastimes to benefit the jivas of this world. So this Prema Lila Katha of Radha and Krishna, we must hear these pastimes. Do you know this verse or not? So tell me. What are you saying? I cannot even hear you. Speak louder. Does anyone else know this sloka? You tell. You don't know this verse? Very beautiful. In Bengal, every day I was telling to Krishna Das to learn this verse. Na Bengal, foi? In Bengal, every day I was telling to Krishna Das to learn this verse. So, highest pastimes. Rasa Lila. To glorify Rasa Lila Katha is the topmost thing. So if you didn't hear this Katha, it was useless. From all Leelas of Bhagavan, the highest pastime is Rasa Lila. Krishna himself told. My Leelas with the gopis, when I remember Rasa Lila, even I cannot control myself, Krishna says. I cannot control myself. Krishna says, hey Arjun, listen to me. Even though I have many pastimes, Leelas, when I remember Rasa Lila, immediately I cannot control myself. So God showed these pastimes in this world. Anugrahaya Bhaktanam, to give mercy to his devotees. God mercifully, he's manifesting these pastimes from Nitya Goloka Vrindavan in this world. To give mercy to the devotees. These Leelas are always going on in Nitya Goloka Vrindavanadam. Two kinds of Lila, Nitya Lila and Naimitic Lila, eternal pastimes and temporary pastimes. To kill demons, to be born, this is all Naimitic Lila, temporary pastimes. And Nitya Lila, eternal pastime, is what? Rasa Lila is eternal pastime, Nitya Lila. Except for Krishna, other avatars, they don't do these sweet pastimes, Madhurya Lila. We also see this in the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the established topic of Srimad Bhagavatam we've been discussing? What is the topmost love? Bhagavatam explains. Because Bhagavatam is Parampara Grantha, means a book that will speak about Prema. Is PhD, like Bhagavatam is in the degree of like master degree, PhD, like high level degree. Not everyone is qualified to hear the Bhagavatam. And also, if you don't have the qualification, you may not understand it. So Bhagavan, to give mercy to the devotees, Anugrahaya Bhaktanam, he appears in a human form. So this pastime is eternal. With my Jogamaya, I want to manifest this in this world. Krishna manifests with his Jogamaya. If someone hears this Katha, glorifies this Katha, remembers this Katha, and then if someone becomes absorbed in the Katha, then directly the person will attain to Bhagavan and his abode. So there are many ways to attain to God, but the topmost way is to absorb yourself in him. So beautiful. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33 chapter, verse 36, Bhagavan is saying. So 10.33.36, Bhagavan is saying. Also to give bliss and happiness to my devotees, I perform so many pastimes. To give happiness to my devotees, Bhagavan, he performs many pastimes. He relish pastimes and also make his devotees relish also. Do you understand? Like you cook very nicely, so you fed others, and also you ate that food. So nice, wow. So who has more happiness? You have more happiness when you feed someone or when you eat the food? When you feed someone, you feel happier. Of course, before feeding anyone, you try the food to see if it's nice, if it's too much salt, less salt. Like you just try a little bit, like just to taste and see if it's okay. You cook 2 sabjis, one full of salt, cannot even eat because so salty. Okay, so make many sabjis, at least one can be good. Is it true or not? Sometimes I say this. Put so much salt, could not eat. So what to do? Eat the dry chapati. Eat dry chapati, dry roti. That's why first, after, you have to taste the food to see if it's okay. Isn't it? You just cook and offer to the deity. That's why in Kali Yuga Bhagavan appears as Mauna Avatar, the silent incarnation. So the deity Vigraha is called Mauna Avatar, silent incarnation. Mauna, do you know what is Mauna? He's not speaking anything. Whatever you give to the deity will not say anything. Because if the deity will tell you off, like a complaint, you'll not even cook anymore for him. Because in Kali Yuga, we're to find a servant. This is too much salt, this is left, this is that. If you complain so much, then the servant will disappear here, like, oh, I don't want to do it, because he's always complaining. So that's why Bhagavan says, okay, I'll appear as the silent incarnation, Mauna Avatar. Whatever you give me, I'll accept, and that's it. If I find one devotee with love, premic bhakta, then I will have some loving quarrel with him. Otherwise, not. I'll just be silent. Like someone like Sanatana Goswami. Then Bhagavan is having quarrel with like someone like Sanatana Goswami. Madan Mohan, he was quarreling with Sanatana Goswami. Give some salt to me, come on. Every day this dry thing, I cannot even swallow it. Please put some salt. Then Sanatana Goswami said, Go to Landagaon. Go ask to your father. Your father has many cows. For me, only this dried chapati. Yes, here is only this. The deity Thakurji told Sanatana Goswami, I don't want to leave you. I don't want to go. Sanatana Goswami is like this. Look, if you want to stay with me, you have to accept it. Dry chapati. It's not actually chapati. It's another name. Sorry, what's the name? It's very simple. It's not even called chapati. It's very dry. It's just you take the flour and you mix with your hand, and then you put in the fire. I think maybe mix with water and put in the fire. It's not even a proper chapati. In the Samadhi Mandir of Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavan, until now, you can find this food. What is the name? What is the name? Bhatti. The name is Bhatti. So the vrajavasis, they have a way how to make this. And something the vrajavasis also make with pure ghee. Very nice. So put some water in the flour. Not even like mixing nicely the dough. Just very quickly with your hand, then put in the fire and then offering to the deity. Then the deity was saying, how will I eat this? Nothing, no salt, nothing. This is called Prema Kalaha, loving quarrel, loving arguments. So yesterday I told, wife and husband, they have also these loving arguments. Don't go in between, don't go in the middle of their fights. So this sloka of saying, when there is some Shraddha ceremony of the Rishis, looks like something is there, but it's nothing, no prashada, nothing. Yesterday I told that verse. Also the fight between the goats. Looks like they're going to kill each other, but nothing is there actually. When the goats they are fighting, they are like their heads bumping into each other. So it looks like, when you look like this really strong fight, but actually nothing happens in this fight of the goats. Also, when a saint gives up his body, they make some sraddha, fire sacrifice, and everybody comes and gives swaha. There's no food for anyone. They not arrange. All in Gaudiya Math, they arrange the food. The Advaitavadis impersonalists, they don't have food in the Shraddha ceremony. Who will cook? But because for preaching and collecting people, then that's why we have the prasadam, food for everyone. But generally not. This is true. Storm in the clouds in the sky, morning. Also, if you see so many clouds in the sky in the morning with also thunders and lightning, tak 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 tak, like this thunderstorm, in the morning you think actually it's not going to rain, only maybe 2-4 drops of water, then later on the clouds will disappear and sky will be clear. Also, another point, if there's a fight between husband and wife, looks like they're like very strong fight and quarrel and this argument very but actually nothing. That's why I told don't interfere, don't go in the middle of a quarrel between husband and wife. If you take someone's side and take the other person's side, in the end you'll be thrown away just like the seed of a mango. Do you understand? Do you know what is the seed of the mango? So you take only the juice, the pulp of the mango, you make the mango juice, but the seed of the mango you throw away, and you'll be just like the seed thrown. So no benefit of taking the side of anyone in the fight, like husband or wife. Don't take the side of one of them, otherwise you'll be thrown away, just like the seed of a mango. What was I speaking about before? Okay, give some advice. If you want to give some advice, little bit, just a little bit, and then Haribol. Continue Haribol and go. Radha Krishna also, they have man, right? Okay, so pacify the man. Okay, good. Why was I was telling this? Why? Yeah, God manifests His pastimes to give bliss to the devotees. So Bhagavan relishes the Lila Rasa, and also, that's why I was telling. He relishes the Lila Rasa and also makes the devotees relish. So that's why I spoke about cook and feed. So you cook, you feed others, and then also you cook also that prashada. Before feeding someone, before offering, you have to taste to see if it's good, enough salt, etc. Actually, God Himself is saying to give bliss to the devotees and also to relish the bliss. That's why I'm making so many pastimes. So the pastimes of Radha Krishna, the highest pastime is Rasa Lila. When you say Rasa Lila, actually there are many Lilas also included in Rasa Lila. The other day I told, like for example, stealing the flute, Lila, Tomsi Chori, Dan Kelly giving the tax, Lila, many Lilas, Noka Vilas playing in the boat, Jamuna Bihar playing the Jamuna, Pushpa Chayan plucking flowers, Madhupan drinking honey, Lila. Do you know what is Madhupan? Drinking honey. There are many Lilas, not only one. Sambhogamai Lila, Lila of meeting. Our acharyas especially, Srila Jiva Goswami in his books, also Vishwanath Chakravarti in his books, they describe all this. Still, Rasa Lila also we see like dancing, singing. So this is the highest. So the Lilas in Shantadasa Sagavatsalya, actually they nourish the Madhurya Lila pastimes. So the other Lilas in Dasa Sagavatsalya, they nourish Madhurya Lila, just like the water of the ocean. The water of the ocean is like manifesting on its own. Still, the rivers also, they come in the ocean, you know. And the rivers, they even like enhance, like they increase the water of the ocean, like enhance. That's why Acharya say, Shanta Dasa Gavatsalya, these 4 other rasas, actually they nourish Madhurya Rasa, they nourish the conjugal mood. Nourish it. Even, look, but the Madhurya Rasa, there's Sambhogamaya Lila, meeting pastimes, and Vipralambamaya Lila, means Viraha, separation. But Viraha also, separation, nourishes also the meeting. Very beautiful. Nourishes. It nourishes it. Just like when you dye a cloth, the more you put in the dye, that color, more strong will be the color of the cloth. So Yogamaya manifests Viraha to enhance the meeting. Without separation, meeting would not be so amazing. Just like, imagine a white cloth and you put in the saffron color dye to change the color of the cloth. The more you put it in the saffron dye, the more the color will be bright, like strong. The same way, Viroha, separation, nourishes and increases the meeting. In the Ujjwal Nilamani book, and also Jiva Goswami Pada, also Vishwanath Chakravarti, in their commentaries, they describe this so well. It's very beautiful. So it's nice to speak. I like to speak. Meeting, separation, separation, meeting. So meeting, separation, separation in meeting. Prema, love is like this. So if in your house every day was the same food, would be nice or not? You want something different. Sometimes cook some karela, bitter gourd. Do you know karela? Sometimes make some different food. Otherwise, if only same food every day, you bring only same food to me every day. Don't change. Cook something different with happiness. Different days, different preparations. So many vegetables are there. Okay, but now it's going on Chaturmasya. We're not eating parmal and others. Eggplant also not, Loki also not. Okay, this not. But there are other still vegetables, others. This is true or not? But every day, only the same sabji. I think Gurudev said bindi, like every day this, like dal for example, every day. Chole bhatura every day, like chickpea and this bread every day. So in the realm of love is also like this. 4 kinds of separation and 4 kinds of meeting are there. 4 kinds of milan. Sankirna, Sankipta and Sambriddhaman. And one more. Okay, now I forgot. Just one more. So 4 kinds of separation also are there. How many? Actually there are 32 kinds of viraha. 32 kinds of separation and 32 kinds of meeting. So if you mix all them together, 32 plus 32 is 64. All this is very subtle conceptions. Do you understand? If you also speak something, then there will be more happiness to speak also more. Look, 64 kinds of meeting and separation. And then becomes like a whirlpool of prem. Do you understand? These waves of happiness and bliss. And this highest manifestation of prem is in Madhurya Mahabhav Srimati Radharani. So beginning in Shraddha goes until Madhurya Mahabhav. Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivriti Nishta Ruchi Ashakti Bhav and Prem. Then Prem also has many kinds of levels. Sneha Man Pranay Raganurag, Bhav Mahabhav, Rura Adirura, Mohan Madhurya Mahabhav. So beautiful. So beautiful. And also many kinds of, so since Shraddha until Madhurya Mahabhav, there are many kinds of divisions, like other levels. Even from Shraddha, so many kinds of Shraddha. Vaidhi Shraddha, another is ragunaga Shraddha. So this is just the beginning. Lokik Shraddha, worldly faith. Paramartik Shraddha, spiritual faith. So even if you think only about Shraddha, faith, there are so many things also. So one thing is Lokik Shraddha, worldly faith. Another, Paramartik Shraddha, spiritual faith. Sometimes we speak. In the Madhurya Kadambini book, Srila Vishwanta Chakravarti Pada, he has shown all this so well. Beautiful Bhava Madhurya. So again and again we have to study these, otherwise we forget. Actually, my dharma is to speak. My nature is to speak. Like Javera Swarupa Hoy. Because we forget. Or after hearing, you give the dakshina to Guru. Like, Gurudeva, whatever I heard, now I give back to you as donation. Whatever you give to me, I'm giving back to you, Gurudeva. Do you understand? So why will I buy vegetables and fruits in the market for Gurudeva? Gurudeva, the donation I give to you, whatever you give to me, whatever you told me, I give back to you. Everything back. Sometimes I tell this. Like everything you have, you just keep. You took here, you just keep it here. Like this song is saying that Shachimata and Padmavati Devi, they are cleaning the body of Gaura Nitai, taking out the dust. Like, so I went to many places. So why this all dust accumulating? I'll just put all the dust here. So Mashachi is taking Nima in her lap and taking away all the dust. After Nagara Sankirtan, we sing this song. We sing this song on it, right? After delivering the suffering, those who are suffering, those who are sinners, they come back home. After distributing the prem, Gaura Nitai come back home. So that dust that came to their body, Shachimata is cleaning their body. Take out, oh, this my son was here and there, full of dust, his body, and cleaning the dust. So after hearing Hari Katha, immediately when you stand up, you also take out all the dust. Gurudeva, look, everything I took here, like all this dust that came on me while I was here, I'm leaving everything here again. Taking out from your body all this dust and keep it here, and then you go. Gurudev, whatever you gave is yours, so take it back, Gurudev. Who wants to take all this, right? You have kids in your house, children. Why you will take something from here? Whatever I heard, and if I come back home, my husband will say, what are you staying there for a long time? What were you hearing? Then you said, oh, I didn't hear anything there. Very nice. No. You must hear, actually. Yes. So what should you hear? You should hear about Prem Keli, these very intimate pastimes of love of Radha and Krishna. So the essence of all the glorifications is to glorify about these pastimes of Radha and Krishna. What is the best benefit for the living entities? The best benefit for a living entity is to do sadhu sangha. So one thing is Shreya, another thing is Preya. The question is asking about Shreya. What is best, Shreya or Preya? What is better, Shreya or Preya? Generally people think Preya is better. Preya means something which is dear to us in this world. Whatever we like in this world, this is Preya. But Shreya means transcendental things, like spiritual things, the best things. This is Shreya. Means the best thing for a living entity is to have the Krishna Bhakta Sangha, association of the pure devotee of Krishna. This is the only Shreya, the best thing for a living entity, to have the association of a devotee. So Raya Ramananda said, without the association of a Krishna Bhakta, there is no benefit for any living entity. Because there are also many kinds of devotees, Bhaktas, like Jnani Bhakta, Shuddha Bhakta, Premi Bhakta, Parampara Bhakta, and also Prematur Bhakta. Even in so many divisions, so there are levels of having association with devotees. So the best is those devotees who are immersed in the love of Srimati Radharani. That's why Raghunatha Goswami wrote that verse. You should all memorize this verse. It's so beautiful verse. Do you know this verse? You? Someone? Who knows? Fala. Speak. If you want to immerse yourself in the Shyama Sindhu, means the ocean of paramour moods. What is Shyama Rasa? Shringaras, paramour mood. So if you want to completely submerge, like immerse yourself, to dive in the ocean of paramour moods, you must follow 3 rules. 1, you must be aikantic nishta, one-pointed, loyal, have one-pointed devotion and loyalty to Srimati Radharani. So, life after life, I just want to be the servant of Srimati Radharani and be born in Vrindavan. She's my mistress. Second point, you must live in Vrindavan. Must live in Vrindavan. Vrindavana, the places in Vrindavan are ruled by Srimati Radharani. Those places you must adipata, means the places controlled by Srimati Radharani. Places that she's completely what? She rules those places like she. Because, but you may say, oh, Vrindavana everywhere belongs to Srimati Radharani. No. There is also Saksistali. Except for Saksistali, there are the places that very sweet pastimes of Radha Krishna take place. These places, you must go to these places. Take that dust on your head also. Very beautiful. If you cannot go to these places with your body, certainly with your mind you should go to these places. So beautiful, transcendental Vrindavana Dham, Radha Konda, Shyama Konda, and also Giriraj Govardhan. All these places, very sweet places for Radha Krishna. So the best place of all is, highest place, Radha Kunda, where only the Swapaksha gopis can enter there. Even Chandravali cannot go inside, because Chandravali can go to Govardhan. Even in the Surya Konda, Chandravali can also go to Surya Konda. But the Radha Konda is a transcendental, unprecedented place that Yogamaya does not allow them to go inside. So the best place is the Radha Kunda. Radha Kunda is the highest. Every day you should stay in the Radha Kunda. Do you understand? Stay in the Radha Kunda. Are you understanding? My topmost place is the Radha Kunda. Wherever you are, even if you stay in Gujarat, actually you should stay in Radha Kunda. Maybe you stay in Vrindavan but thinking about elsewhere. But maybe you stay elsewhere thinking about Radha Kunda. What is best? Where you stay with your mind, this is best. But if your mind and body both are in Radha Kunda, then this is just like the cherry on top of a cake. If both in mind and body together in the same place, then like in Radha Kunda. So this is amazing. Just like the spark in the gold, Gurudev said. Some expression in Hindi. So anyway, the best thing is to associate with a Krishna Bhakta. What is the meaning of Krishna Bhakta? The sadhu who is having the nishta, loyalty and steadiness in Srimati Radharani. So, 3 rules. One being one-pointed devotion and steadiness to Srimati Radharani. Second, staying Vrindavan. Third, associate with the devotees of Srimati Radharani. If you hear Rasa Lila Katha from them, you attain also to Krishna and Srimati Radharani. To get the good fortune to hear Hari Katha from them. Okay, time's up, huh? Very beautiful. Later we'll discuss more. Vanchakalpa.